artists have been looking at museums and other artists and their work for inspiration and ideas for generations. Mining a museum is not a new concept. I'm going to show you a couple of different pieces and what those have inspired. So this is Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights. It is a triptych, which means that there are 3 different paintings that all add up to equal one larger painting. This is actually an altarpiece, and Miro actually looked at Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights and he did his own spin on it. Salvador Dali was so inspired by a detail of the Garden of Earthly Delights that it inspired his painting. So if you look at the picture on the left is Hieronymus Bosch's, and in that little rectangle is that tiny little detail. In the upper right-hand corner, that is the detail of the Garden of Earthly Delights, and you can see in the lower right-hand side, Salvador Dali's painting. Roy Lichtenstein was very inspired by Vincent van Gogh, and Las Meninas, which is the painting on the left, have inspired all sorts of performances, and even Picasso. Picasso did an entire series of paintings based on Velázquez's Las Meninas. The painting at the bottom was done by Ang, and that was the inspiration for the Guerrilla Girls, and the Guerrilla Girls is a group of women artists who are anonymous, who like to kind of call to light certain issues that are happening in museums and in the art world. This is David's portrait of Madame Recamier, and this is René Magritte, who was a surrealist, his take on that same piece. So what you guys are going to do is you are going to look at a museum, you are going to look through their collection, get inspired by some of their artwork, and take your own spin on it. This is Kathy Kollwitz. This is a print that she did. It's a block print, and this is a photograph done in response to Kathy Kollwitz. A couple more examples of photographs that people took inspired by other pieces of artwork this is The Death of Marat, and that's the painting on the right. And notice how this particular person controlled the lighting and the mood. This photograph was inspired by this piece. Again, notice the gestures, the scenes, the inspirations. You don't have to be so literal. Don't be afraid to add a contemporary twist. Your photograph should not be an exact copy of the original artwork. The big thing to think about is don't be afraid to change it up. Don't be afraid to add your own interesting details. You can be inspired by the idea alone, or it can look nothing like your original artwork. It can be completely different. So again, this is just a jumping off point. Don't be afraid to make some creative decisions on your own. Bye guys.